Ladies and gentlemen, he is a world champion several times over. I am delighted he's here this evening. I have admired him in the ring. I'm sure I will feel the same way when we sit and chat in just a minute. It is Mr. Lennox Lewis. I think I could probably take you though. Because you wouldn't expect it, and I'm coming like this, and then I come up and oh, look at that!
Oh, I still got it, you know.
Well, you don't have to actually hurt me. That elbow is quite sharp. How are you, Lennox?
I'm good.
You look great.
Thank you.
For someone who's given up the fight game now because you retired, how long ago did you retire?
2 years ago.
I would have thought you'd have blimped out a bit and, you know, taken it easy, and yet you obviously keep yourself in good shape still.
Yeah, of course. I have to, man.
Why do you have to?
Just in case, you know, somebody calls me out.
That's the reason. Who in their right mind is going to call you out?
That's right.
Someone in their wrong mind. I see what you're saying. So you gave up the fight game properly 2 years ago, you said.
Yes.
Okay. How many titles did you hold when you gave up? How many have you held in your career?
I've been undisputed champion, and I held the WBC belt for quite a while.
Yeah. Now, there are how many different boxing leagues are there? There's WBC, there's WBF, and WBI, is that right?
WBO, WBF.
It's kind of confusing.
Alphabet.
Okay. Why are there so many?
I don't know, but I hold the most prestigious one.
Yeah, which is the one that Ali used to have.
Ali and Sonny Liston.
Yeah. So it's the kind of the biggest and the best.
Yeah, man.
Even if it wasn't, I wasn't going to argue with you, obviously. How many fights did you have? How many professional fights?
A lot.
How many times were you beaten? Professionally?
Twice.
Only twice?
Yeah.
Wow.
Plus, make me add, I came back and beat those guys that beat me.
Yeah. Well, thanks for putting that straight.
Yes, I had to. So really, I didn't really lose.
It still upsets you. Did they knock you down, these guys?
Yes.
Okay. How's that feel when you're in the middle of a fight, you know, the world's watching, and you go down?
It's not what you really want to happen, because you really...
Well, you know, we knew that part of it, okay? What's going through your head?
When you get knocked down?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Really?
No, what happens, everything really goes in slow motion. It's like, the guy hits you and it's like, everything goes slow.
Yeah.
Then the referee comes over and he starts counting. Then it speeds up.
Yeah.
And by the time it's speeding up, he's at 9.
Wow. And you've got to get back up, of course.
Yes.
Okay, wow, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
So what do you think about boxing generally as a sport? Because it goes through periods where people get alarmed about it and they say boxing shouldn't be allowed, or certainly they should wear gloves with no thumbs, they should wear the sparring mask during matches. Those kind of those issues arise every so often. They seem to go away again. You've been right at the centre of the game for years. What's your take on it?
Well, you know, some fights that, you know, you steal with the sweet science. Muhammad Ali's my hero.
Yeah.
So he dealt with the sweet science, and the sweet science is boxing without hitting, getting hit. And then
keeping moving, keeping, you know, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, you do all types of different things. You work on your jab, uppercuts, hooks, defense, movement. So you got a lot of different things that, you know, fans out there can see and watch their favorite boxer and see them doing different things.
And was Ali the best, do you think? Was he the
Oh, he was the greatest.
He put everything together in the one package.
Yeah, he was the greatest. He did everything, you know. He was... The best thing I loved about Muhammad Ali was the Ali Shuffle. I just wanted to see that. Me and my mother used to sit in front of the TV, watch Muhammad Ali, and I just waited for the Muhammad Ali Shuffle.
Yeah, he was also, of course, an inspirational human being as well. I mean, an incredible man who, you know, against the odds, stood up for what he believed in. Really, just a remarkable person. You've met him, I believe.
Yes, I was, last couple of weeks, I was at the Butterfly Ball, where Muhammad Ali's actually building a big center in Kentucky, and this center is basically for people that can go learn about different religions. They can go there and solve conflicts, go there and learn about other people. It's something that really, you know, that Muhammad Ali believes in. He's just a great person. Even, you know, when he was boxing, what he went through in the 70s, the fact that he went through the whole racial thing, the whole religious thing, the whole war thing. So he did a lot for athletes, even now. A lot of athletes look up to him. A lot of athletes look back and say Muhammad Ali was definitely an inspiration in their life.
Do you miss anything about the actual fight game itself, being in the ring or the training?
Actually, no, because I was trying to get out of boxing for a while. But when you're the champion, you know, how are you supposed to quit just like that?
Yeah.
And then Tyson was lurking around.
Now, Tyson, you were meant to have fought years before you actually got together with him, and I guess he was the big challenge for you, wasn't he?
Yes, he was actually ducking me for a while. And I said I couldn't retire without boxing him. He spent some time in incarceration, then he came back into boxing. And it just wasn't the right time for me to retire without facing him so the world could see who the best was.
We have a moment from that fight to show you. I think you'll probably quite enjoy watching this again. This is when Lennox finally got to meet up with Mike Tyson. Back in, when was this, 2002?
Yes.
Wow, that's a moment. Incredible.
Let me tell you, Mike Tyson is tough. I actually respect him after that
Can I
fight.
just say, Lennox, you don't need to tell me that. I had already come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
He's more than tough, though. He was, like, super scary. I don't know, because you're a handsome-looking guy. You're a normal-looking bloke. You're a big fella, but he looked like a
menacing.
kind of,
he's menacing,
like a Rottweiler or something, because he had next to no neck, did he?
Let me tell you, he's got some sharp teeth.
Yeah, well, we know that. He bit someone's ear off. Who was it? Was it
Holyfield.
He bit Holyfield's partner's
And he
ear off.
also bit me on the leg.
Did he?
At a press conference.
Now this was for a boxing fight.
This was a pre-Tyson Lennox Lewis fight, and you know, they announced him.
There's a photograph from it. It's all going off right there.
Yeah.
He got down and bit your leg?
Well, what happened? He went out, got introduced first. I came out, got introduced. My introduction was a bit longer than his.
Yeah, because you were the champion.
Yeah, I think he didn't like that. He took off his hat, threw it on the ground, and walked over to me.
Uh-oh.
My security stepped in. Then he threw a punch at my security. Then it went off.
See, that's when I would have left. And that's what you're paying them for, presumably.
Yeah, yeah. It went off. Everybody jumped in. At the end of it, I felt something on my leg. And I was like pushing the person on my leg, and I seen Mike Tyson going,
oh,
biting my leg.
I'm going to have nightmares about that now tonight. All the biting. Do you think he's got worms or something? Do you think he's just permanently hungry?
I don't know, man. That's some jailhouse fighting, man.
He's a real strange fellow, isn't he, of course?
Yeah.
When you have those press conferences, often people do say mean things to each other. They do stuff like that. Okay?
Right.
Why? Don't you think the sensible thing would be to go in and say, hi, I'm a big fan of your work, and you know, I wouldn't have done this fight, but obviously I need the money for the orphanage, so take it easy on me.
We're gladiators out there. We're gladiators, so we, you know, obviously we've got big egos.
Yeah.
And he's got a big ego, I've got a big ego, so we try and, you know, obviously show who's got the biggest ego.
But when you're out there, is it like a craft? Is it like a
Sweet science, yeah, definitely.
Or is it sometimes you just want to hurt them?
Well, you know, depends. If they've been bad and, you know, they say they want to eat
Hold on,
your
what,
kid.
you Santa Claus? What do you mean if they've been bad? You got a list.
Well, he was misbehaving, so I definitely had to manage him.
You had to, and you did.
Yeah.
When you knock someone out, that must be a great feeling, isn't it?
Great feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the Highlander, you know. You take off someone's neck, all of a sudden you gain their power. You know, the other person's feeling sad, and you just gain power from that.
This might not surprise you, but I've never knocked a man out. Okay?
No?
Not even using a hammer or anything. I mean, I've never knocked anyone out. I will probably never know what that feels like, I suspect. Do you think I'm missing out something there?
Not really. One day maybe you'll knock somebody out. Somebody piss you off and...
Really? You think that's going to happen?
Yeah.
No. Who would piss me off? I'm so well loved. You don't miss the fighting such, but there must be moments about it, like you just described, the feeling when you've knocked some man down. You know you've triumphed in the ring. You know you've achieved what you set out to achieve, and also, you know, everyone's seen you do it. Yeah. That must be such a high, such a great buzz.
It is, but, you know, eventually it has to come to an end because age catches up with you, your body catches up with you.
Well, the training must really take it out of you every time you train for a fight.
Yeah, definitely. I've been training since I've been 12 years old, and now I'm like 39 years old, and you know, people say, "Oh, aren't you coming back? Come on, you got to keep boxing." I'm thinking, yo, man, you got to call it a day once in a while. Can't keep on boxing forever.
When you retire, do you get to keep the belts, or do you have to give them back for the next fella?
I kept mine.
So well, who's going to come and ask them back?
Yeah,
exactly.
they're actually up on my wall. So
of course.
All my friends that come over, they see all the belts.
Do you ever wear them out?
No, I got my own belt.
Yeah, but you could wear them out if you had like really fancy trousers. You're retired, okay? We've established this.
Yes.
They must be offering you money to get back. I mean,
plenty of money.
People would want to see you back in the ring. Yeah. It's not that long ago you were boxing, and the last guy you beat, that guy, he was what was his name? Klitschko or something?
Yeah, Klitschko.
Whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Presumably they'd like a rematch with him because
they would love
he beat you before, didn't he?
I've already accomplished all my goals. I've done what I needed to do. He needs me more than I need him.
That's true.
Because right now he doesn't have anybody to box, and he's not getting that respect. He feels that he could just come in and be an instant star, but you have to work at it. You have to have a couple years that the public can see you and say, hey, I like this guy, and let's see how he's going to do it against the next opponent.
Now, how much money have they offered you? I mean, if they want you back in the ring with him, what kind of purse do they dangle before you to try?
It's not enough.
But how much is it?
21 million.
Next time they call, tell them I'm available. 21 million, he can punch me a couple of times for 21 million. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. The thing with me, I don't have the hunger for it anymore.
Well, I've got the hunger for 21 million. Most of the people in this audience, hey, we'll all go in together, we'll give them a couple of tag boxing.
I know. If they come up with 50 million, I'll wake up and I'll probably...
50 million is a lot to turn down.
Yeah.
And it's not inconceivable they could come up with that money when you consider, I guess, that pay-per-view, when you have it around the world.
They'll probably come up with that when I'm like 45 or something.
Too late.
Yeah, too
late. Your mum, I believe, would have a say in that. Violet, your mum, she seems to be quite a strong character and obviously a very important person in your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did she have a word with you, say maybe it's time to take it easy?
She said I can do what I want to do, but, haven't I proven what I needed to prove? And I said, you're right, Mum.
You've got to take it easy.
Yeah.
And you're a father now, of course.
Yes.
You have a little boy. How old is he?
He is 9 months today.
9 months, that's a sweet... 9 months today. You can see he's a first-time dad. He actually knows the month birthdays as well. 9 months. Do you like being a dad?
Greatest thing. I wish it upon everybody.
Yeah.
It's great.
Even the ladies?
Yes.
Better than being a mum. You don't have all that bothersome labour to go for. And you're a hands-on father? You do everything? You do the nappies? You do all that kind of stuff?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I think it's great. Changing nappies, just watching them develop. And I was so happy when he, started saying, da, 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 da.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah,
Did you say that to everyone, though, or just to you?
No, just to me.
I'm not implying anything. I meant when they first start, they'll look at you with the eyes filled with the most powerful love. You've never seen someone look at you as though you're the one centre in the universe, and then you see them looking at the fridge in exactly the same way, because everything's new to them, isn't it? Now, I know you're a big fan of Ali. We've established that.
Yes.
A few years ago, there was a movie came out called, I think it was called When We Were Kings.
Yes.
Yeah, incredible film. It showed was it the Rumble in the Jungle?
Right.
The Rumble in the Jungle between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. If you haven't seen it, I know it's been shown on TV once or twice. You can get it on DVD.
I've also got a documentary coming out too.
Yeah, all right, we'll get back to that in a minute. But
I had a camera guy follow me around for a couple of years, so there's a lot of footage.
Presumably you've got you can get access to your fights if you want to use those.
Yes, definitely.
You're going to make a film about what, your career in the fight game?
Just my experiences in the fight game. I think a lot of people, I'm kind of like an enigma to a lot of people. They,
Well, you're quite a private person.
Yes.
Which is a good thing, I think. And so you're going to expose more of yourself in this film?
Yes.
You're going to let people in and see the real Lennox?
Yeah, there's a scene right before the Tyson fight where the camera is in the change room and they show how I warm up, putting on the gloves and everything before I go out to the Tyson fight. So, a lot of people haven't seen that, so stay tuned.
How long are you over here for? Because you live in Miami now?
Yes. I'm over here for a week.
Okay, and what do? Just visit old haunts?
No, just doing some business and doing a lot of different things.
Well, you say doing business. I'm intrigued. What do you mean by doing business?
Doing some business.
Shady business?
Good business.
What kind of business?
No shady business.
Well, what sort of business?
What
do you mean,
I seen a man about a dog.
Don't start with that. Listen, you want us to watch your documentary, we want a taste of the real Lennox now. What kind of business are we talking about here?
Just doing some interviews like this one.
You need a hand with the business?
No.
What do you mean, no?
No, don't need no hand.
You don't need me to run interference for you?
No.
We'd make a great couple. We'd be like, wouldn't we be great in a movie together, Lennox, me and you?
What
it's like the tough guy and the guy who talks the trash, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever punched right through a door?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was there.
I've never punched through a door.
You can't.
I kicked a cupboard once.
How was your foot?
Not so good. Lennox, it's been really lovely having you on the show. Maybe if you do come out of retirement for that 50 million, I'll be ringside cheering you on.
Okay.
And good luck with the documentary and with fatherhood.
All
Ladies
right.
and gentlemen, Lennox Lewis.
That was great. Thank you.
Yeah.